Hey everybody, it's Commander RestlessCorpse. We're back here with Elite Dangerous, and I'm doing something a little different today. I'm recording the day of the upload instead of the night before. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to record last night because I had a whole bunch of crazy shit going on. So that also means that today's episode is probably late. You've probably already noticed. It's a couple hours late. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. But I'm still in the neutron star patch, but I'm doing something a little bit different, which I'll show you here in a second as soon as we jump into this system. This is a black hole system, and I'm going to scan the hell out of this black hole and then show you what I've been doing, because I've scanned probably, I don't know, I would say about 100 neutron stars in this patch just off camera, in addition to the ones that I have scanned on camera. But let's go ahead and take a look at this system map, because it did say that there was something here. Also, I have been largely unopposed in scanning these, so I think I've seen one or two names, and I'll show you, other than the names that I saw in the previous episode. But I've been looking at the galaxy map on the realistic setting, so that I can find black holes. Now, because I've scanned so many neutron stars already, it's not really that big of a priority anymore. But so I guess I don't know where the hell it was now, but there was one of those little tiny nebulas with a why are you showing up when no one else is? It's weird. It's just a T-tar. But anyway, oh, it's right here. So this was the last place that I saw somebody's name, and it was like Commander something, I don't know. But see, I've been grabbing these black holes, and that's the reason I'm looking at the realistic map, is so that I can easily find these black holes. So let's go ahead and just take a look. I kind of have moved into a different area of the neutron star patch, where there's still a lot of neutron stars and white dwarfs and stuff. And I also found out that by looking through the guide that I used to use for exploration that showed like the values and stuff, that white dwarfs are actually pretty valuable. So but see, we can look up here and see that there is another black hole, although it's a little bit far away. It's only 2 jumps. Let's go ahead and hit that one, because a lot of times if I plot a multi-jump course, and you can see there's 2 back here as well, if I plot a multi-course jump, sometimes it sends me through like a neutron star or a white dwarf. This is only going to send me through a B, but could be worse. What are you? I've already gotten you. Okay, so let's go ahead and try this one. But in any case, this is kind of what I've been doing. I've been sitting here since I woke up today, just kind of, you know, what I do before I record generally, if I don't already have something to talk about, is, you know, I'll get in game and I'll start doing jumps and stuff, trying to think about something to talk about. And today we're just gonna go ahead and explore. Like, I went through Reddit and whatnot, but it's still early. It's 11 a.m. for me. Generally my videos go up at noon, so because it's 11 a.m. it's gonna take me, you know, I would say half an hour to an hour to record, depending on how many cuts I make and whatnot. And I guess I should fuel up, which is good that I was jumping through a B. It's going to take me half an hour to an hour to record, and, you know, half an hour to an hour to edit. Well, maybe not. It depends on, again, how many cuts I make. But it will definitely take about, you know, 30 to 45 minutes to render, and then another 30 to 45 minutes to upload. So this is probably going to go up around the time that my Lufia videos usually go up, which is around 2 o'clock. And there isn't a Lufia video today, so because I've got a lot of stuff to do today on other games, specifically Final Fantasy. This is the end of the weekly cycles, and I am not capped on my end game currency, so I have to go on there and do that before it resets. Otherwise I will be screwed in the coming weeks when everybody gets their new weapons and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I have been in this neutron star patch for what, 3 days now? And granted, it's not like I've been playing, you know, hours upon hours upon hours, but anytime I've got nothing to do, like if I've got 20 minutes to kill or something, say I'm waiting for a different video to render, or I'm waiting for people to get online to do something, I'll jump in and I'll just hit some neutron stars and black holes and stuff. I think that like I think what I'm going to try to do is make my journey to Sagittarius A in this patch. I don't know how far it goes, but if it goes all the way to above Sagittarius, I can take this patch all the way there and then go straight down to Sagittarius. I don't know. I might actually, because this is taking me forever, like, and the reason it's taking me forever is because it's hard to pass up all of this money. You know what I mean? And I think that as long as I'm in this patch, it's going to take longer to get where I need to go. So I was kind of thinking that maybe in this video or the next video, probably the next video since I've already started in this video here, in the next video I might go ahead and leave this patch for the return journey and get back to the actual exploration. Because if I don't, I might never leave this neutron star patch. You know what I mean? I don't think that I scanned that B, but it's okay. Let's just get going. So the next jump is going to be the black hole, and then when we're there, what I generally do is when I get there, I search for something that's close. If I can't find a black hole that's relatively close, then I will switch it back to the other view and just hit some neutron stars, going toward Sagittarius.
Frameshift drive charging.
Yeah, I mean, it's slow going because I'm making a bunch of like 3 and 4 light year jumps. And if I were to do that the entire time, it would take me absolutely months to get to Sagittarius from where I am.
3, 2, 1.
And speaking of that, I did check, and I'm only 3,500 light years away from Sagittarius. Now, honestly, if I wanted to, I guess wanted to is like kind of the wrong term to use, because I want to, but I also don't want to because of the series. Like, I don't want a giant jump in the series, but if I wanted to, I could make it there in a couple hours. Probably an hour. I don't know. Maybe 2 hours, something like that. If I just jumped and didn't really do anything else, I could make it to Sagittarius probably by the end of this video, but we're not going to do that because I don't want a large gap in what's going on. Alright, so we've got another black hole here, which is probably 2 jumps away considering my jump range. So why don't we hit that guy? Oh, and it's got a neutron star in it too. Excellent, that's a great system. And then what are you? You are also a neutron star. So see, this is a good jump because I'm going to jump through a neutron star. Oh, and then it's got another black hole right over here. See, this is, I mean, this patch, guys, it's like ADD all over the place. Like, I can't, it's hard to even get anything done because I look on the map and I'm like, oh, there's this here and then there's this here. And then if I go over here, then I can hit this and this and this. And it's like, I'm never going to make it to Sagittarius, guys. But we will. I will, for the sake of the series, and I guess my sanity, eventually I'm going to have to cut myself off from this neutron star patch. Now, it would be a lot easier to do that if, somebody had already plotted all these courses and scanned all these neutron stars and black holes and stuff, because then I'd be like, oh, well, I'm not going to, I'm not getting the first discoveries anyway. But fortunately for me, and also unfortunately for me, the place is largely unexplored, as you can see right there. And what's cool about the fact that I've been hitting mostly black holes instead of neutron stars lately is it's a lot quicker, because when you jump into a system with a neutron star, or I mean a black hole, you don't really have to move from where you are before you plot, before you jump or set up your FSD to go to the next area. Whereas with a neutron star, you got to get away from it. You got to make sure that you're not going towards it. It's scary. Also, I know that I said it in the last video where I wanted to look at a white dwarf to see the gravitational distortion or whatever that the neutron stars and black holes have. and I couldn't really see it.
3, 2,
Being that I've jumped through a lot of systems with white dwarfs now, and somebody also said in the comments of the video yesterday, yes, you can see it if you have the galactic plane behind it very well. And it actually looks really cool. Not nearly as cool as these black holes, though. Especially on the edge like that. That looks really cool. Did I scan? Did I not scan? I don't think I scanned. There we go. Alright, so we got... And also... and I should have taken a picture of this. Oh. Okay, I can't do this while I'm in the galaxy... Or the map. Because which is what I was about to say. So I jumped into a black hole system, and I scanned the system, and I went to the galaxy map. Oh, this is a little further away than I want to go, but, well, whatever, I'm talking. I went to the galaxy map, and I was looking around. I do want to check this real quick. That looks like it might be an Earth-like. That is not an Earth-like. That's a high metal content. All right. So I was looking through like the galaxy map, and I drifted into the black hole, and it pulled me out of the galaxy map and out of Super Cruise. It obviously didn't do like any hull damage or anything because I'm still at 96%. But remember, I had never gotten that close to a black hole before, and when I did, and it dropped me out of Super Cruise, it looked absolutely awesome. There was like this big globe of stars, and then nothing for a minute, and then the rest of the it was just, it's really hard to explain, and I wasn't recording, so I didn't get a screenshot. I probably could have just taken a Steam screenshot, but I didn't think of that. I was all bummed that I wasn't recording, and that was... I didn't really have time to record an episode at that point. This was like the night before last, so I was really bummed that I didn't get that on camera. I don't really want to do it again because it might actually damage my hull, but it looked really cool. I didn't get any closer. I did see a video a while back of someone who managed to get around the exclusion zone and fly through the black hole and come out the other side. And it was just... I guess there just really isn't, in game terms, there isn't anything solid there. You can fly right through it. But it was cool, but it was hot. Like and what's weird about it is, going toward it made my heat rise a little slowly, but also going away from it made my heat rise slowly. The only way that I could keep my heat down was staying still. And when I say, like, keep my heat down, it's like 1 or 2%. It went up. But generally, if you're going away from something, then the heat goes down. But it was really weird. It probably had something to do with boosting and whatnot. But I managed to get out of there with no problems, even though the heat got up to like 97% during the jump from normal space to Super Cruise. It was crazy. But it wasn't that scary. I guess now I'm not really that scared of black holes. So if I run into one, it's not a big deal. It's not like a neutron star where I actually have to use a heatsink to get the hell out of there. It was pretty cool. It looked awesome too. But let's see. I'll tell you what, I'm going to cut because this is going to take a while and I don't want to waste video time. So when we get to this neutron star, I'm going to scan it and then look for another black hole, and I'll see you guys in a second. So because I talked about Sushi last night, or I guess yesterday at some point for you guys, in yesterday's video, I kind of want to tell you about my first sushi experience because I think it's kind of funny, and I've told this story before. So when I was 19, and I need to be very careful with this neutron star here because I got to get within 5 light seconds, so bear with me here while I talk. But when I was 19, I went to prom with my girlfriend, who was a year behind, and a lot of my friends. Like, my core group of friends in high school were all a year before, or like a year behind me. So after I graduated, my girlfriend obviously at the time had her prom, And since all of my friends were going as well, I decided that, it would be really cool. Please stop, sir. You need to stop. Almost. Okay. So we all went to, we did the prom thing. It was really cool. It's down in Houston, Texas, because that's where I grew up. I don't know if I've said that before, but I grew up in Houston. And it was like this big corporate buildings, like banquet hall that we had our prom in. It was really cool. And afterwards, we all decided none of us had ever had sushi, so we're gonna go have sushi. And so we go to this sushi place that's kind of close to where we had the dance and everything, and so we sit down and we all order like a different kind of platter, because we didn't know what we were getting into. We didn't know anything about sushi other than that it was raw prepared fish. So in order to get the best experience, we all ordered something different, and then we just shared. Like, that was the plan. So that's 2 jumps away. Is there anything? If I go to this one, is there anything else close? Oh, we'll find out. Let's go to that one. So we all order, like, there's 6 of us. We all order something different that has multiple things in it so that we can all try something. We want to share and stuff. And what are you? You're an M. Good. I can scoop. Excellent. So, and we tell the waitress that none of us have ever had sushi, and she gets all, she's all excited because she gets to explain things to us and tell us, and kind of like go over things with us. So what she's doing is we have this giant table, and it's just covered in all kinds of different sushi and maki and like tempura and stuff like that. It's all crazy. And what she's doing is she has a pair of chopsticks in her hand, and she's using them like to point at things. And she's like, this is good with this, and this, if you want to dip this in the soy sauce, or this and whatever, this is good with this. And if you don't like this, then you might not like this, and blah blah blah. And she's pointing at stuff, and she's telling us all these like combinations of things that we can eat that are very tasty. And she's pointing at various things, and she's, just kind of talking about each piece and whatnot. And she points at something, and keep in mind, she's standing up, and she's pointing down at the table. She's not bending over anything, so it's not like she's pointing directly at something, all right? So she points at something, and she says, this is good by itself. You don't need to dip this in anything. You don't need to combine this with anything. It's just good by itself. Now, the piece that she was pointing at was sitting right next to a giant gob of wasabi. Okay? So she points at this piece, and she says it's good by itself. And I don't remember what piece it was. I don't remember what kind it was. But as soon as she moved on to the next one, with my chopsticks, I grabbed this giant gob of wasabi, and I pop it right in my mouth. Okay? Now, nobody noticed what's going on, but instantly, I regretted my decision. Like, my mouth immediately started to burn. My sinuses, like, opened up, and everything just, it was crazy, and it was very painful, and very, 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 like, just strong, powerful taste. But here's the deal. Like, I didn't want to be rude. Okay, I didn't want to be rude and spit something out while she was there. So I had to keep this wasabi in my mouth the entire time. And we had a lot of stuff. Like, she was going over lots and lots of stuff. And nobody really noticed because they were all paying attention to what she was talking about. And I completely tuned her out because I was focusing on this golf ball sized wad of wasabi that was in my mouth. And I was trying desperately not to swallow. And it was very, very painful. So when she was finally done and everybody thanked her and she walked away, I spit it back on my plate. And everybody's like, what the hell, man? Oh, look at this. This thing is awesome. I might need to fly over to that and check it out. I haven't done an actual in-game screenshot in a while. So, yeah, it's a black hole. So I don't need to worry about running into it. So I'm going to go ahead and... so everybody's like, what the hell are you doing? And I told everybody like what happened, and they just could not stop laughing at me. And we did a lot of stuff that night. Like, we went and just drove around, and because that's what we used to do with this group. We drove around and stopped places and talked and stuff like that. And the entire night, all I could taste and smell was wasabi. It was absolutely terrible. Do not recommend. But that is my... It didn't turn me off of sushi. I'll tell you that, because sushi is one of my favorite things. As a matter of fact, I was just thinking, while I was flying to this neutron star, that neutron star that was like 60,000 light seconds away, that I think when I'm done getting this video uploaded, I'm gonna go get some sushi. It's been a while, to be honest. It's been a couple weeks since I've had some. Absolutely love sushi. So that moment and that experience didn't turn me off of it. But I love it. I just, as stated in yesterday's video, I can't eat the shrimp, which is very sad because I love it. I actually really love octopus. Octopus tastes amazing. I'm just throwing that out there. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and cut here because I'm going to get a screenshot next to this awesome looking, or at least awesome on the system map, looking gas giant. And I'll see you guys in a second. Oh, I don't know if you guys saw that. Data corrupted. I don't know what that... I think that just has something to do with like lag or whatever. But we're pulling up to this gas giant. I'm going to get a cool screenshot with it. Unfortunately, we're on the dark side, so I might need to fly around it. But we'll see. It might all be dark since it's... it's orbiting a black hole, so there's no light, actually. So let's get close to it and see if the light kind of pops in, because I really want it. I don't know, it looked really cool on the galaxy or on the system map. It does not look like I'm gonna get a good light shot here. That is a shame, because obviously there is no light source. Well, I mean, just because it's dark doesn't mean it doesn't look cool. Alright, let's get that screenshot. I mean, it looks cool against the galactic backdrop, I guess. But here we go. Alright, guys, that's all the time I've got for today. Once again, I apologize that this video is going to be late, but it will be out today, and you will get your video tomorrow at the normal time. In any case, if you like this video, guys, go ahead and hit that like button. If you want to see more videos of Elite Dangerous or any of the other videos that I've done, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you have anything to say, throw it down in the comments. Remember, I'm Commander RestlessCorpse. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Eject. 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 Eject.